Firm from Pune. The founder, Reena Bhutada, is a renowned career counselor who runs the firm. She has done one-to-one counseling of more than 3,000 students in last 12 years. She is known for her career counseling skills for 8 to 12 standard students. She has also conducted scientifically designed aptitude tests for understanding the interests, strengths, weaknesses, and inclination of the students. Mrs. Reena created library of 300 plus careers required in 21st century. Abhinav Careerscope Pune is an expert in abroad education counseling and has helped many students to take undergraduate admissions in US, UK and Canada. The founder, Reena Bhutada, is also an author of Engineering Cutoff Book, which is published every year. The firm also guides students for IIT, NIT, government engineering colleges admission processes, medical, pharmacy, design, architecture and other admission processes as well. Currently, 10,000 plus parents are following Abhinav Careerscope daily for the advice through social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram. The founder, Mrs. Reena, has hosted many webinars on Career Knowledge series and has taken interviews of renowned scientists, academics, industry professionals and experts. The career counseling firm also conducts interactive sessions with students from premium institutes. Abhinav Careerscope has conducted online aptitude tests and online one-to-one counseling for across India and abroad for Indian parents. Distance isn't a barrier anymore to get best career counseling from experts. Now, let us see what the parents and students have to say about Abhinav Careerscope Pune.
Hello friends, myself Mohika Bidkar studying in Standard 10. I had counseling session with Reena ma'am. It was very informative and interactive session which I really enjoyed a lot.
We just finished a discussion with Reena ma'am for my daughter and I think the discussion was very healthy. My daughter, I think she got like real good directions as to what she needs to do to cover up her areas of improvement.
My name is Samina Devkar and I have booked a counseling session for my son Adil Devkar. I think we are very happy and pleased because you've covered all the points that we had in mind, all the confusion, especially what to do after 10th. And then of course, you guided us well with all the different paths that are available after 10th. So that is very helpful so that we can take a very informed decision about what to do next.
My name is Anish and I will thank Abhinav Careerscope for helping me out because I was really confused about what to choose ahead and we bonded really well and it made it very clear of what I should choose and what my goals should be. So thanks to her also.
From KG to PG, to all your educational questions, Abhinav Careerscope Perfect Career Guide is all in one solution.
Thank you everyone for your patience and watching this video. Thank you once again. I, Reena Bhutada, welcome you all for this webinar and interaction session on career opportunities as a pilot. So let's welcome today's speaker. I will say esteemed guest for today's webinar, Captain Girish Biyani. Let me spotlight. Yeah. So before starting the formal introduction of Girish, I will introduce all the parents and students. Girish Biyani, he is from my native place. Our native place is same, our school is same, and our society was the same. So we are the childhood friends. So I will say only Girish, not sir, nothing in this webinar at least. So welcome Girish to this webinar.
Hello. Thank you so much.
So I will start. Let me introduce today's guest, Captain Girish Biyani. Captain Girish Biyani, who is having incident and accident-free record of flying. This is a great achievement and the record I can say. So once again, congratulations for this.
Thank you so much.
Girish did his B in electronics and telecommunication in 2006. He is having flying experience of total 6,334 hours. Is in AC type, single engine, multi-engine and B737NG, 700, 800 and 900. That we will all get to know about all this multi-engine and all this code. Girish is going to explain us. Even I don't know all the codes actually. Currently, Girish is flying as a captain in Indigo Airways, Indigo Airline. He have flown as a captain in Jet Airways till April 2019. He also worked as flight instructor India from 2008 to 2010. I'm very happy to welcome you, Girish, on this Abhinav Career Scope platform. We are taking this webinar series since last 2 months. Many scientists, educationists came on this platform, and now you are among one. So let's welcome, and we are very eager to hear your own experience, all the details about the commercial pilot, all the airlines. So we got many questions. So first, let me start with my first question. Please tell us about your journey. Girish, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. Just check once again.
Yeah, it's unmuted. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Reena madam has already, well, I'm not used to call her ma'am because she's elder to me and I used to call her Didi. So let me continue with that. So Reena Didi has already given my introduction to all of you. And well, my journey so far is really, how do I start? Let me tell you one thing. I basically come from a very, my background is a very middle class family, coming from Amravati. And I did my engineering in 2006. While doing my engineering, I never thought that I'll be a pilot or I'll ever get an opportunity to become pilot. It was my dream since 10th standard to do something which is not very common. Actually speaking, I never sat in an aircraft before deciding that I have to become a pilot. I have decided to become a pilot only seeing the aircrafts which were flying over and above Amravati, to be more specific. So that's how the dream started. And coming from a very middle class background, and I was not very aware that how much money I would have to invest to become a pilot. So all the inquiries I did, all the research I did, and it was really hard for my family to support me financially to become a pilot. So I took education loan after my engineering, went to US, completed my CPL from there, came back to India in 2008. 2008, most of you must be remembering that it was a very cold recession in 2008 in India. And same was the aviation industry was equally affected with that. So 2008, after coming back from US, there were no jobs for 2 years. So I decided to become a flight instructor in Hyderabad as well as in Nagpur. So I taught students how to fly this aircraft, Cessna 152 and Cessna 172 for 2 years. In 2010, December, I got through Jet Airways. And since then, I have started my career in commercial aviation. I was based out of Mumbai, started the career with Jet Airways as a junior first officer, then became senior first officer, then became captain in Jet Airways in 2015. Unfortunately, Jet Airways shut down in April 2019. After that, I have joined Indigo Airline as a captain, and I have just completed my training and started flying Airbus 320. Anything else, Rinati?
It was your journey is fabulous.
So far.
Yeah. So what inspired you to take this journey, and like what are the major challenges you faced in this journey?
Okay. What inspired me is, I believe every person has a very specific nature. How do they want to live their life? What they want to do in their life? In my thing, my problem was I cannot sit at one place for long. I cannot just sit at one place. I'm sure you must be aware of it. You have seen me, you have heard my stories in the past. So I cannot sit at one place for long. And I could never imagine myself sitting in front of computer and developing a software. I have got no brainers for that. I always wanted to do something a little challenging, little adventurous, and little where I get to travel through the world. I decided to become a pilot only because I want to travel the world. I love traveling. That's my passion. And challenges, the biggest challenge which I faced was to manage the finances and not getting proper guidance, because in Amravati there was hardly any pilot when I decided to. So the guidance was, I was not getting proper guidance, as well as to manage the finances to go through this expensive commercial pilot training was the biggest challenge for me.
Okay. Now I will move to the parents' question. The first question been asked by Yana Navargaonkar. Which flying school is best in India for conventional pilot program?
Frankly speaking, in India, basically a conventional pilot program, that is commercial pilot training, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of schools in India which are doing good. I have noted down few of them. One is Redbird Aviation in Baramati. One is NFTI in Gondia, and one is Chimes Aviation Academy in Sagar. These three, as of now, which I got to know, are doing good, and they have very good infrastructure as well. And frankly speaking, soon, me and two of my friends, we are starting an academy in Pune, where we will be taking students right from after their 12th and all the way to till the time they get their airline job.
Wow.
So we are in process of tying up with couple of schools, couple of ground schools, as well as for their training in USA, New Zealand, as well as in India. So hopefully we are in the final stages of going through it. So once it's done, I'll be able to give more inspect of it.
This is amazing, and this will be the need of actually time also, and I will need that for many students.
It is. I have seen in my field there in aviation rather, there are very few people who can give proper guidance.
Exactly.
Most of them, what challenges I faced are like most of the people, when I was coming from Amravati, I used to call a couple of pilots in airlines. They used to like, Acha, nahi, I'm a little busy, I'll talk to you later. No guidance, absolutely no guidance. And because of that, I almost wasted 1.5 years of my life where I could have joined the aviation much earlier. So looking at the challenges which I faced, me and two of my friends, we have decided to open up academy in Pune, where we will be taking admission for the students. We'll be giving admission to students right after their 10+2 till the time they get an airline job in India.
This is superb. Actually. And
we are trying our best to come up with something really good where the students
what
will
you
be
pinpointed is that right guidance is very important, and that
very important. Otherwise what happens in our field, It is one of the most expensive career options available
Yes.
around the globe. It's not easy to manage this kind of funds which are required to become a commercial pilot these days. So a right guidance is very important. Otherwise, there are pilots who have invested money, but because of poor guidance, not proper channeling, they are still not successful in aviation, I would say.
Exactly. Very true. Very true. And that's why we have connected during the counseling that some students were saying that we want to go to aviation. So I thought, let's talk with you only. You are the right person to give us all the details actually.
Yes,
But
yes,
on-field
anytime.
experience is very important.
Very, very important. There is no doubt about
The
it.
next question, this is related to flying school only. I will take from the chat box. What is the entrance exam for joining flying school? Is there
Well,
any entrance?
no, there is no entrance exam as such.
Okay.
The eligibility to become a commercial pilot, all you need is physics and mathematics.
Okay.
Okay, that either you have science background in 10+2, or even if you have commerce, you can give physics and mathematics from National Institute of Open Science University.
They can give. Yes.
Yeah, you can give physics and mathematics there. If you once you clear that, then also you can become a commercial pilot.
Okay, that is great thing. What is the height requirement, overall expenses to become a pilot? These are
What
two
is the-
different questions.
Okay.
What is the height requirement? Is there any like specific requirement?
Well, there is no such specific requirement as such. All you have to do is I have a friend who is 5'3". He's also a pilot. So I have not seen anybody. I have seen shorter than that, 5'2" also, I guess. It all depends how you manage the controls in the aircraft. There is a test which was done in 2007 just to check the comfortability of the operational of the controls in an aircraft. So they used to sit the new student into the small aircraft. They used to check the operation, the controls, how the student is managing, and they used to give them the certificate. But I believe that is not required anymore. So I think 5.2, 5.3 is the minimum height is required.
Okay. Overall expenses to become a pilot.
It has changed a lot since I went for my training in 2006. Since then, it has changed drastically. Dollar prices have gone up, and we are all aware of it. In India, fuel prices are going up. So that is also a very challenging part, which plays a very important role in the commercial pilot training. As of now, just to do commercial pilot training license with multi-engine rating, which is one of the rating you require, you can do 200. You need 200 hours of flying experience to become a commercial pilot before you get your license as commercial pilot. In this 200 hours, 15 hours you can do it on a multi-engine aircraft.
Okay.
So 185 on single engine, that is Cessna 152, 172, or maybe a Diamond aircraft. And then 15 hours you can do it on any multi-engine aircraft. So total of 200 hours is required. The cost for this 200 hours with multi-engine in India will go approximately 35 to 40 lakhs. Anywhere in between 35 to 40 lakhs.
35.
Abroad, if you 35 to 40 lakhs. This is only for the training cost. But if you ask over and above expenses like accommodation, wherever you go for flying, your exam fees, your medical fees, your traveling, it will go up to approximately, I would say, 40 plus minus 5.
Right.
So 35 to 45 lakhs. Okay. This is in India.
Yeah.
And if you go abroad, US, if we talk about, US will be same, almost same, 40 to 45 lakhs approximately. The only difference in doing training in India or as well as in US is your training will be very fast in US.
Oh.
Because of their infrastructure. You will be able to finish your training in maybe 6 months if you focus. And Indians perform really well as compared to Americans in the same flying club, if you compare, Indians performed really, really well. You can actually finish your training in 6 months in abroad, come back, you apply for your license, get your CPL, and after that you have to do your one more course of that is called as type rating of any of the aircrafts. That is Boeing 737 or Airbus 320, and then you can start applying for airlines.
Okay, so is there like for CPL also there is any specific syllabus or like?
Yes. For CPL, basically you need to, if you are doing it in India, you have to clear 5 subjects. Okay. These subjects are navigation, meteorology, air regulation, technical general, and technical specific.
Okay.
Okay. These 5 subjects you have to clear in India. So basically all these exams are objective type exams. Okay. Where the passing percentage is 70.
Okay.
Okay. And if you go abroad, if you plan to do the commercial pilot training from abroad, then you have to write only 3 exams. That is navigation, meteorology, and air regulation. You don't have to write technical general and technical specific.
Oh.
Yeah, because only if you're doing it in India, you need to write 5 exams. Otherwise, it's only 3.
Okay. Very good information you have shared. Now the next question from Sharda Upasani. Any physical eligibility for girls to join this?
Nothing special. It's the eligibility is same for boys and girls. There is no difference as such. The only thing is the height is required is minimum 5'2", 5'3". And then before answering this question particularly, is there any physical eligibility requirement? Before you go for your commercial pilot training, you have to undergo 2 medicals. That is class 2 and class 1 medical. Class 2 medical is conducted by lots of couple of private doctors in Pune also, as well as in hospitals as well. Couple of hospitals in all over country. There is a list given on DGC. Every student has to. Every student. Whoever decides to become a commercial pilot has to undergo class 2 medical first. And once you clear the class 2 medical, after that, you can do class 1 medical. Class 1 medical is required for your commercial pilot. Class 2 medical is required for you to get your computer number, which is a unique computer number required to write exams in India.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't see any difference as such between boy and girl or any different eligibility required. All you have to do is you have to clear those medicals. Before you start any investment in aviation, it's always better to clear your medicals first and then you move ahead.
Yeah, these points to be noted. Actually, medical tests are important, right?
Important. You have to undergo the medicals.
Right. Now the next question by Sahil. Are there any scholarship for this CPL or pilot training in India and abroad as well?
Okay. While I was working as assistant flight instructor in Nagpur Flying Club in 2008 to 2009 to 2010, Government of Maharashtra was giving scholarships to SC and ST students. They were sponsoring the courses for CPL. Apart from that, I'm not aware of any such scholarships which are given to open category students.
Okay.
It is a vocational training course, so you have to spend from your pockets to do your commercial pilot.
Okay. The next question is very interesting by Sneha Gadge. Is it good option to be pilot after 12th?
Well, actually speaking, I have not done CPL after my 12th. I have done my engineering before getting into aviation. So the story is, I never wanted to do engineering. I always wanted to become a pilot. But parents, as you are aware, नहीं कुछ तो कर ही लेना चाहिए. So family में there were a lot of engineers, my cousins. So my parents also wanted me to become an engineer. So I did my electronics and telecommunication engineering, and after that I switched to aviation. So this is very difficult question to answer, whether you should do after 10+2 or you should do after your graduation. But if you ask me, it all depends on your family background, from what family background you're coming.
True.
If you have a business at home, a well-settled business or something where you have a backup plan available, just in case if it takes time for you to grab a job as a pilot in aviation or any of the airlines. So if you have a backup, you can do after 10+2. If you don't have any such backup, I would suggest do a professional course, any professional course, so that even if after that also you can go for your commercial pilot training. And after you finish, if there is a delay in getting the job, at least you have some backup for yourself. So I would suggest that, depending upon your family background, you can decide whether to do it after 10+2 or after graduation.
This is very true, and you have answered perfectly. We should have some backup plan, right?
Always, always.
Yeah. So as aviation field is like, it's too expensive, and nowadays it become again like very expensive field. So always it is suggestible that you should do any professional degree, whether it's from commerce or from engineering background, doesn't matter, but you should have some backup plan, and then definitely you can go for the field which you are really like passionate about that. So that creates a backup option, as Girish is also starting his academy, right? So
yeah,
it will be easier for Girish also, as he did engineering, he know many more subjects and some dynamism created by some professional degree, and that will really benefit everyone, I will say. Okay. And again, it's depend on your background, as Girish said that if financial background there is no problem, then absolutely you can go after 10+2, or you can go either like doing professional degree and then you can plan. So this is perfect. You have mentioned. Now, is cadet pilot program recommended as a job security?
Yes, there is no harm. If job security is there and cadet pilot programs are run by a couple of airlines in India, the best one is, I believe, from Indigo. Apart from that, SpiceJet, I believe SpiceJet was also running a cadet pilot program a couple of years ago, but they never actually took the pilots from their own cadet pilot program. So Indigo has types with a couple of flying schools abroad where they are running cadet pilot program. The only difference is it's a little expensive as compared to normal commercial pilot training.
Okay. More than 100 questions in the chat box. So don't be get fear. I will ask one by one.
I'm absolutely cool. I have no problem.
Did you do?
I'm actually enjoying it.
That's
how much interest do kids have these days to become a pilot? I'm happy to see all these questions. I see my business going up right now.
Did you did a ground school and flying school with the academy or on your own? I didn't get this question.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Who's asked this question?
This is in the chat box. So many questions in the chat box now.
Okay. I don't know. The kid who has asked this question, I'm sure he's aware of where to do, what to do, and most of the things. So, during my time, there was nothing as such that I had to do the ground classes from the academy or from the flying school itself. Okay. So this is the new concept which has started in India, where you can do it from either of the places, either from the flying club or you can do it privately as well. But I would suggest not to do it from the flying clubs, because flying clubs, you know what, their main focus is on your training, 200 hours of training. Okay, their main focus is not to get you good score in your exams, or neither they will focus that much on your academics. So I suggest you do your flying from the flying club and do your ground classes from the academy. Academies or any personal tutor, it doesn't matter whether you do it from the academy or you take it from personal tutor from somewhere. There are lots of good academies which are giving really good results. So there is no difference as such. I would suggest go for ground classes from the academy and not to go ground classes from the flight.
Okay. Now, the question been asked, like how the salary range in airline jobs.
Okay, I have noted it down. This is my salaries, which I was getting it when I joined in 2010. All of you are aware, COVID times. So let's not talk about salaries now. Okay, so let's talk about the salaries which was in the field. When I joined as a first officer, I started my stipend with 50,000. That was for first 3 months till the time I cleared my technical exams with Genovese.
Okay.
After that, my salary was 1.25 as a first officer. After 500 hours, it was 2.75. Okay. After I became senior first officer, it was 4.15. And after I became captain, it was in the range of 6.5 to 8.2. These are the salaries, lakhs per month, pre-COVID times. So it starts from stipend 50,000, then 1.25 lakh per month, then 2.75 lakh per month, then 4.15 lakh per month, then 6.5 to 8.2. This is pre-COVID times, but now everybody, all of you are aware, COVID has hit the aviation industry the worst. So a lot of pilots are already there who are waiting for jobs. But it's not, in aviation, it's like a sine wave. If you see bottom, very soon you see up as well. So this is the bottom of our aviation, which is going right now. In 1 or 2 years, we will see the top again. Because I have seen recession in 2008, but from 2008 till 2019, till the time 2020, till the time the pandemic started, it was an up. Since the time I have joined, I have seen only up. Now 2020 onwards, I'm seeing a downfall in aviation. But within 1 or 2 years, it will rise again, and I'm expecting a boom where there will be shortage of pilots in this industry.
True. This question is for your academy. How can we get the details of your academy and by when can we get it? So this is for you.
Very interesting question. Let me handle my business first now. Okay. We are into planning stage right now because in Pune, there are lots of academies in Mumbai, Delhi, but few in Pune, very few. So we want to start an academy where once you enroll yourself, we will take care of you till the time you get an airline job. So we will be providing hostels as well, because we are expecting a lot of students from other cities as well. So we want to start with a hosteling facility along with, where students can stay, there will be library where students can study. And the duration of the course will be 3 months and 4 months. 3 months for the students who are planning to go abroad for their commercial pilot training, and 4 months for the students who are planning to do their commercial pilot training in India.
Okay.
So there will be different fees packages. So we are still working on it. Maybe in another 10 to 15 days, I'll be able to share the details. We are just in the stage of finalizing the deals with the hostels. So once we finish that, and I'll get back to you, and then I'll be conducting a seminar as well, which will be at the institute. So I'll share the details with Reena Didi, where from Reena ma'am you can get the details. or you can get my number from her and you can drop me an WhatsApp message. I'll keep you updated on that. But not more than 10-15 days. It's just a matter of fact, we'll be able to come up with a good academy in Pune.
That's great. I will definitely share with all the parents, as we have 25 groups. More than 5,000 plus parents are with us on the WhatsApp, and we are updating
Wow.
on all the educational updates to them. So
Very
it
nice.
will be
Very
beneficial
nice.
to them as well. Is there any requirements regarding the vision test?
Okay. Eye test.
Yeah.
Okay. With glasses, your vision should be 6/6. With glasses.
Okay.
Without glasses or with glasses, your vision should be 6/6. If with glasses, you can see, if your vision is 6/6, there is no problem. But there shouldn't be any defects. There shouldn't be any squint in the eyes. There shouldn't be any defects in the eyes, except the glasses. With glasses, if your vision is 6/6, you are very much eligible to become blind.
Okay. This question is repeated, I think, but I will take it once again. What education is required and which institution offer this in Mumbai and Pune if I want to be a pilot?
Okay, education required is science background. Basically, not science background, I would say. All you need in your 12th is physics and mathematics. If you have science background, if you have commerce background, you can still write physics and mathematics with the universities. I believe it is National Institute of, I'm forgetting the name, but you can write the physics and mathematics exam externally as well. And once you clear physics and mathematics, you are very much eligible to become pilot. Not necessarily in 12th, you need physics and mathematics.
Okay.
And if you have physics and mathematics in 12th, or if you have cleared physics and mathematics, there are lots of academies in Mumbai, Delhi, which are providing ground classes, support, and they are providing you schools as well. They have type schools as well. So there are a couple of good academies in Mumbai, a couple of good academies in Delhi, and there will be soon a good academy in Pune as well. So we are proud of it. It's coming soon.
That's great news for us. Now I will hand over to Amrita. Amrita will summarize few points told by Girish, and we will try to note it down each and everything. And vote of thanks we will do in between, as many parents leave after the question and answer round. So we are also very smart. So we will be doing the vote of thanks in between, and then we will take the question answer round again.
Sure. No problem.
Yeah. Thank you, Riya ma'am. We are really thankful to Captain Girish Biyani sir for taking out his time from his busy schedule for us. So it's really a great opportunity for parents and for us also to understand this very fascinating industry. Basically, on behalf of this wonderful audience and Abhinav Career Scope, I would like to say big thanks to you, sir. And a big shout to all parents and students to stay tuned with us late on a Friday evening. Thanks to all on behalf of Career Scope, Abhinav Career Scope. And last but not the least, I am really thankful to Reena ma'am for hosting webinar on different careers by expert in respective fields. So basically, I would like to summarize what we have learned so far. First of all, dream big. That was the quote when Girish sir started. Although he belongs to a very middle class background, but he dreamed and he worked hard and he achieved. That's a big message which we can pass to everyone. Dream big and work hard. Definitely, you will achieve you will reach to your goal. So we talk about the entrance exam if required, different training academies which are famous, what is the eligibility criteria for being a pilot, commercial pilot, even the height, what is required, and eye test which is required. So definitely we got all the details, which is very, very, now it's very handy for parents if and students to perceive this career. Even we got about the how many hours is required to become a commercial pilot, to fly the multi-engine, and even the cost, what will be the approx costs to do this training. And even if we want to do from India or from US, what is the difference which we got to know about. Even the exams in India, we have to give 5 different exams. However, if we go to US, we have to give 3 exams. That's a really great information for us. And I would like to say once again, thanks to sir. And let me tell you a little about what is the counseling, why it needed, and what is the aptitude test which we do. Even sir also faced a lot of problem related to right guidance during his studies. So that's a really a good point I want to say, because nowadays we have an opportunity to get the good counselor and about our studies. So that's a good I can say. What is why aptitude test is needed? A lot of parents has this query. So basically it helps in identifying the core competences, which is a cumulative collection of skills and abilities. It offers an spontaneous assessment of a person beyond the school marks. So apart from your school academic marks, we can there are ways to find your strength. Most important in case of counseling for higher education, it serves much needed, unbiased, and predictive insight about the candidate. So he or she can evaluate and take an informed decision on his career where he or she possibly has an advantage. So based on your aptitude, you can decide further. So that's the key of the aptitude test, we can say. And why career counseling is needed. More often than not, students are overwhelmed in a turning point in their career, have unclear educational goals, suffer from academic stress, and have lack of self-efficiency. A counselor provides an objective guidance as she or he has no specific bias and no other consideration other than the aptitude and interest of the student. Career counseling at early age, a student can be encouraged to pick up the right subjects and activity that complement the skill and talent of individual. And definitely early direction always help, really help. With a wide range of careers, colleges, courses, and countries in case of abroad education, with each of combination having its own eligibility criteria, entrance exam, and deadlines. It is a cumbersome and tedious task to know everything for parents and students. A career counselor not only help you with the above, but also shortlist the right options among the thousands available as per your requirement and need. This means student can have a ready-made plan and can focus energies on his or her performance. So nowadays, getting counselor help is not necessary, not an option. Do reach us for any help and assistant related to career counseling. So Abhinav Career Scope is doing this for last 15 years, and we have done more than 4,000 counseling. So we encourage and do contact us. Yes, Rina ma'am.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you for all the summarizing all the points properly. And you have also given the insight to all the parents and students for the aptitude test and its counseling. Really, as Girish also mentioned, that guidance is very important. And this guidance should be on time and in time. So please take the advantage of this. I'm not saying as I'm doing the career counseling, do the counseling from anyone, but do it like in 8th and 9th, we generally do the counseling for exploration. Before this webinar, I did the counseling of 8th standard student. So this session is required because this is the time where you can work on your weaknesses, where you can work on your habits. 10th, 11th, 12th time is not the experimental, I can say this is the implementation time, right? So this is very much needed as there are lot many career options. So certainly confusion will be there, and this confusion need to be sorted out as early as possible. So thank you so much, Amrita, once again. Now this question is very good. This came on the in the chat box. Actually, I will take this. This is for you, Girish. What is the significance of
Yes.
accident-free career, and is it very uncommon? And what is the risk level in this career?
I've just answered that. I believe that question was asked by Sneha Gadgil.
Yes.
So but it's not very uncommon, I would say. It's very common to have accident and incident-free career in aviation. Mostly accidents happen mostly because of human error in our field. So one has to know his or her own ability and manage to fly these aircraft. We have something called as standard operating procedures, which are meant to fly this aircraft. So I feel those who deviate from the standard operating procedures, they mostly end up getting into accidents and incidents. So she also asked how risk is there in this career. So if you ask me, I find flying is the most and safest career in the world. Rather than driving a car, I'm scared to drive a car on road, but I am confident to fly my machine in the sky. So it is that kind of difference. There is no speed breaker, so I'm just going straight. There is no traffic which is coming and running and crossing my path. So I would say flying is much safer than traveling on roads or in trains these days.
Wow.
So risk is low to moderate, I would say, because there is simple logic. Why pilots are paid so much? They are paid so much not to do the normal flying. Even a monkey will sit on my chair and can fly. Okay. Why we are paid that much is because we should be able to handle the emergencies. And all the airlines train their pilots to handle any sort of emergency coming in the aircraft. So that's why we get paid so much. If it would have been that easy, we would have never got this kind of payment for flying. Because normal flying, anybody can do it. Even in maybe 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 2 months, 3 months, even Reena ma'am will be able to fly. But we get paid to handle the emergencies. So that's why it's expensive training required. And that's why we get paid so much.
Do the family members get certain advantage when their child is pilot, or any facilities do they get?
Well, facilities, yes. If you get into an airline, so your family travels for free. You don't have to pay for your family travel, your tickets. You have to just pay the taxes, bare minimum taxes, which airline has to pay to the government. So you just have to pay the taxes. And there is only one airline right now in India, Indigo, which is running a family program. So what do they do in the family program is the pilots who are already working for the airline, if their family members have done CPL or they have done the commercial pilot training, so they do get some preference there.
Okay.
So they conduct different exams for the family program. It is called as family program. So yes, these advantages are there.
Okay. Can we join a commercial airline after serving in the Air Force?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So is there any different criteria for this?
The flying what you do in the Air Force is recognized by DGCA. All you have to do is with that experience, you have to get your CPL and ATPL done. commercial pilot license, you need to convert your flying license from the Air Force into commercial pilot license or airline transport pilot license.
Okay.
So your flying, what you do in the Air Force will be recognized. Yes.
Okay. This question is coming again. I don't understand this, but if you know, please answer. Is knock knees a problem to become a pilot?
Well, it depends on the number of degree, how much knees are knocked out. So it depends if it is within the limitation, then there shouldn't be any problem. But I don't know how many degrees. Knock knees is basically your knees are either they are very close to each other when you're standing, or they are very far each other when they are standing. So I'm not sure the criteria, but you can check with your class 2 medical examiner who's in Pune. I believe Dr. Sopti is there in Pune.
Okay.
Dr. Sopti, I can share the number if required, and you can check with him what level of knock knees are accepted in aviation.
Okay. Where did you do your CPL in USA? From USA?
Yeah, from US. I did my CPL in USA. My PPL, private pilot license, I did it from Sunrise Aviation. And after that, I did my IR and CPL from Dean International. Both the schools were in Florida.
Okay.
So as I said, I suffered a lot because there was no proper guidance. I ended up in a school where the owner was not actually willing to deliver in the fees which he has asked for. He wanted to make an extra money from the badge, so we had to change the school, and then we went to the international. This is what happened when I was not getting proper guidance, and I just followed few of my friends and went to that school.
Right. The next question, Flying Academy is an academy which has ground classes and also has a base for students abroad to complete flying hours. So should I opt for such academy?
Well, it all depends. If you are going abroad, so I would suggest you clear your exams first in India. Let me put some light here on this question particularly. Well, what happens is, what I suggest is rather, those who want to do a commercial pilot course should first clear their exams in India. At least navigation, meteorology, and air regulation. After that, those who want to go out can go out of India to start flying. Those who want to do it in India, they can start here their commercial pilot training. Why I'm saying so? First thing is, when you go out and do your commercial pilot training, there is a particular period where you have to come back and get your license within 6 months. If you are unable to get your license within 6 months on completion of your training, then your hours starts getting lapsed. And then again, you have to spend money on getting those hours in India.
Yeah.
So there is a double expenditure on that. So those who are planning to go abroad should first clear their exams here in India. You go there, complete your flying training there, come back and straight away apply for your license, so that you get your license within 6 months and you don't have to spend again for the hours which will get lapsed otherwise.
Exactly. This is very important actually. Now this is very curious question. I can say this question might be, I was even asking, can sir tell us anything about the job of air traffic controller and how you control the flight when there is some environment issue or climate issue or such? So even I want the answer from you.
Okay, good. I'll just tell you. Give me a second. All right. Well, the air traffic controller is a very challenging job. It's much more challenging than a job of a pilot.
Exactly.
And I don't know much, but all I know is they have a tremendous pressure on themselves to keep all the aircrafts away from each other in air. That's their job. That's their job to keep all the aircrafts away from each other when they're flying or when they are on ground or any time in contact with them. That's their main primary job. Saying that doesn't mean that it's not a pilot responsibility to keep themselves safe and their passengers away from other passengers or other aircraft. So ATC has a very good scope, no doubt about it, but it has better scope abroad as compared to India, I would say.
Okay.
Because whenever I've flown to Dubai, the controllers there, their training, I don't know where they receive their training, but they are much better as compared to Indian controllers.
Okay.
So yes, ATC plays a very important role, and it's a good career. If somebody has to join aviation, can join as a air traffic controller as well. And I believe for that, all you need is electronics and telecommunication engineering or BSc in electronics and telecommunication, something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
What are the different jobs, or like we can say categories in this aviation field? Like one is commercial pilot, one you told right now. So are there any like 5 to 6 you can list down?
Yes, in aviation, you can get, there are different jobs. One is pilot, another is cabin crew, another is aircraft maintenance engineer. Then there is AME, which is then there is ATC. And then there are ground jobs as well in aviation. A lot of ground duties, ground jobs, managers, security staff, lots of jobs.
Okay.
But yeah, the best ones are becoming a pilot, definitely. And second best is to become an engineer in airline or else ATC.
Now the next question, like which are the best flying school in USA? Rather, I will say, can you just name few in abroad, like 4 to 5 institutes or universities in abroad and in India as well?
This flying training, you don't need a university. It's not affiliated with any university.
Okay.
There are these flying clubs in US where you have to take an admission, and they have instructors. They teach you how to fly this Cessna 152, Cessna 172s, 2-seater and 4-seater aircrafts. You complete your training on that particular aircraft or multi-engine aircraft. You get your CPL license in US. Then you have to convert that license into Indian license. Okay. And we are still, as I said, we are starting our own academy soon. We are still in the process of finalizing the flying clubs in US as well as in India, because it's not easy thing. Because when we send our students, when I'll be sending the students from India to abroad to US or to any of the flying clubs in India, it becomes our responsibility that our students receive the proper training, safety standards and everything. So we are still not yet finalized the list. I'll get back to you on this. I'll share the list with Reena ma'am, and all of you can get the list and the names and number of the flying clubs which are doing good.
Yeah. Now the question is like, what are like, as you are in this field from many years, so what are the advantages and disadvantages if the one select as this career in aviation, and especially as a pilot?
Very important. I believe this question is very important. So I would like to answer this question in detail. Let's start with the advantages first. It's a white collar job, very, I would say, glamorous if you see from the outside world. And the life is really good if you like to travel. If anybody who's passionate about traveling, this job is for you, no doubt about it. Advantages is white collar job, your transport is taken care of, you get car pickup drop from the company. Wherever you stay in the 5-star hostels, you eat 5-star food. Wherever you travel outside India, you get paid per night, some allowance part. Salaries are good, and there is no bothering you once you land and come back home. Your office starts in the cockpit, your office closes in the cockpit. So once you're out of your cockpit, nobody bothers. You get to travel, you get to meet different people, you get to eat good food. I'm very foodie. That's why I'm saying this. So you get to eat really good food, Thai food, Singaporean food, and you get to see and new places, you get to meet different people. So, and companies really do take care for your family as well. Free travel for your family, insurance is covered. There is nothing you have to worry about your future if you have joined an airline. And disadvantages, yes. Disadvantages is at times you have to stay away from your family. In a month, I would say sometimes 7 odd days in a month, but not in a stretch. You go, you come back, you go, you come back. And 5 days you work, 2 days you get off. That's an advantage. A few companies, 6 days you work, 1 day you get off. Disadvantages, you don't have Saturday, Sundays in your life. You don't have these holidays in your life. You know, your life is planned. You get a fixed roster at the beginning of the month so that you know what all flights you'll be flying the entire month. So you know at what time you have to sleep, what time you have to get up on a particular day. The only problem is you have to plan everything on your ops because most of the times you're flying. And apart from that, there are no fixed Saturday, Sundays or holidays. So you have to apply for your leaves. You get leaves approved on your special occasions. So life is little like sometimes I have to sleep at 2 o'clock in the night because I have just landed at 11 o'clock in the night. So I'm sleeping at 2 o'clock, getting up at again 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's all about getting used to. And I'm used to it now, so I don't see it as a disadvantage, but people who are coming into this field may see it as a disadvantage. My wife, she cribs sometimes, Girish, what is this? You are disturbing my sleep. So I have to sleep in another bedroom so that I don't disturb her in the midnight. So I sleep in different bedroom. I get ready, I leave from her flight. And I come back in the morning, she's like, you didn't go on the flight. She doesn't know that I went and I came back. She's still sleeping. So it will happen with you. So these are the disadvantages. The life is, there is no fixed pattern in your life, basically. That I'll sleep at 8 o'clock in the night and I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. No. Sometimes you have to fly at 2 o'clock in the night, so you have to sleep at 6 o'clock in the evening. So you have to rest well before your flight. That's the only disadvantage in this particular field. That life, there's no fixed pattern. Apart from that, people who don't like traveling much, they may feel, today I'm going here, tomorrow I'm going there, tomorrow I'm going there. So the person who doesn't like traveling may feel a little odd, may feel a little tired. But if you ask me, I don't mind having breakfast in Delhi and then having lunch in Singapore and then coming back to Pune. I'm absolutely fine with it. So that's an advantage and a disadvantages to few.
Truly said. And in our language, if we say as a counselor, again, interest matters a lot. Your passion.
Interest matters a lot. Yes.
Right?
See, there are my friends who joined with me in 2006, had enough money. They were filthy rich from Delhi. I completed my CPL in 7 months. They completed their CPL in 2 years in US. They were not flying. They were just enjoying their life. They came back. They never wanted to fly in an airline. They just was there for chilling. So there are people like that. And there are people like me, 7 months on tight target, tight budget, go, come back, take a job, start EMI, everything. You have to do it.
और सबको यहाँ पे बताना चाहूंगी, गिरीश एकेडमिक्स में तो बहुत अच्छा था. I know him from the school days. Like मतलब गिरीश की मम्मी काफी हार्ड वर्क करा के लिया है गिरीश से. I know like Girish was the topper in school days even, but he was naughty at the same time. He was very naughty.
Different level altogether.
Altogether very naughty, but at the same time he was intelligent. And same thing, like he is hardworking. So please see to it that only glamour is there, right? These words, pilot, commercial pilot are fascinating words, but please see the efforts, hard work put in. Like as he mentioned, many students did the CPL in 2 years, 3 years, right? and he did it in time. So again, the like responsibilities we have, we should understand like parents concern also in this field, as it is very expensive one. Okay, so please just check your interest, just check your passion, that are you comfortable with all this white collar job, right? We need to see each and every aspect of every career, I can say, not as a pilot, but in every career there are pros and there are cons. So we need to understand and we need to decide likewise. Girish, is did you seen anyone like who have failed in CPL training?
Yeah, I've seen. Well, believe me, guys, I still think my engineering and my 12th was much more tougher than becoming a pilot. If I would have had an opportunity to bypass 10+2 and engineering, I would have gone after 10th only. It is not tough. All you have to understand is speed equals to distance upon time. That's all you have to understand. It's not tough. All you have to understand is your own passion. Engine 12th, that integration derivatives. अब ना हो पाएगा, अब ना हो पाएगा. God saved me. God really saved me.
But
So,
every road is not like smooth road. We need to pass
no,
that
no, no.
whole traffic.
Yes,
and then
yes,
we need to reach
yes,
the
yes, yes.
destination.
No, as I'm saying today, when I'm looking back to those integration and derivatives, I'm getting goosebumps now. See how difficult was that for me? Though I have cleared it, though I have cleared my engineering as well, but that was the toughest part of my life to clear that integration and derivatives. But to become a pilot is not tough, guys. It's all required is your dedication and passion. If you have these two things, you can reach anywhere. You won't believe the family, the background I'm coming from. My parents never sat in an aircraft. I never sat in an aircraft before deciding that I want to become a pilot. First time I saw aircraft, I sat in the aircraft. That was my first flight when I was traveling from Mumbai to non-stop New York for my commercial pilot training. That time I literally sat in the aircraft and I saw aircraft from like 10 feet. Before that, though, I didn't see aircraft also. When I decided I want to become a pilot. So I would suggest have passion for whatever you want to do. Do it with passion and try and achieve your target. I always keep my target. Okay, at this age, I should be a captain. At this age, I want to be an examiner. At this stage, I want to go there. At this age, I want to go there. So always plan your life. Have some targets in your life. If you have targets, you will be able to achieve it. Because I have seen people without any focus, without any goal, just coming into aviation, spending their parents' money, going back and joining the business. No, there's nothing wrong. They wanted to enjoy the life they did. But if you have passion, do it. And it's not tough. Believe me, guys, it's not tough. The exams and everything, it's not tough. So,
there are many more questions. What you have told is very correct. Set your goals and achieve the target.
very important.
Without goal, not, like it will be just a journey. You will be passing and just, but if you have the goal, you will definitely enjoy. You will get the satisfaction over it and you will reach the goal, right?
Very true. Very true. I've been keeping my goals right from 10th standard. But in 10th standard, my goal was just to pass. That was my target at that time.
I know that.
And in 12th, the target was pass to a level where I should get an admission in engineering at least, if my parents don't support me to become a pilot. That was the target. I achieved that. And then after 10+2, I wanted to become a pilot. Then my parents didn't allow me because of the finances, because of the financial background. They wanted me to become an engineer. I was getting free seat admission in engineering college in Amravati. So I did my engineering. Now, because I wanted to do, or I wanted to become a pilot, I finished my engineering throughout 4 years, first class, so that I don't waste my time after my engineering, and immediately I left for my commercial pilot training so that I don't waste time. So I did my engineering just because my parents wanted me to become an engineer. They were not having that kind of financial capacity that time to support me. I wish if they had, I would have went for my training after 10+2. But today I'm happy that at least today and tomorrow, any problem comes, I have a backup of my engineering.
Exactly.
I'll be able to do something good with that.
Yes.
So
For your
whatever you do it
information,
with
I
passion.
always do the backup plan for the students. When they come
Always.
for the counseling, I never do plan A only. I always do plan A, plan B, and in worst to worst come case, plan C, but equally good plans. We generally do.
Well, that's what a good counselor will do. Always. They will never give one plan. They'll always keep backup for their students who are counseling, who are coming to counsel them. But for students, I would say, whatever you decide, you just focus on that. Then you may not be needing plan B, plan C, plan D.
Exactly.
But plan A will work for you only and only if you will focus on plan A. As soon as you start thinking of plan B together, plan A will never work. So you have to think of plan A first, see that you reach the destination. But God forbid, there are few things happens in life or some few tragedies happen. Not then, yes, you go for plan B. But till the time you don't achieve plan A, you don't have to think of plan B. So stick to your plans, stick to your passion, you will do good.
So I think we should pack up everything. There are many questions left. I will take last question. Okay, no problem. Do airlines prefer a graduate pilot or even 10+2 pilot is equally considered?
Okay, now let me tell you this. In India, 10+2 is acceptable. To become a pilot, you can start after 10+2. But abroad, there are many airlines, they prefer a degree.
Okay.
In 2014, I have applied for Turkish Air. So they had come up with a vacancy when I was in Jet Airways as a first officer. Their criteria was they need a minimum 3 years degree. So I could apply there only because of my engineering degree. So I got selected there, but I never joined there because of XYZ reasons. But in places like Emirates, Etihad, Qatar, yes, they give some preference to your degree. If tomorrow you want to shift to Australia, they prefer a degree over a 10+2. In India, 10+2 is good, but abroad, yes, degree will give you extra brownie points.
Right. So great information. It's 10:15 now. We never feel like we are doing this conversation since 1 hour 15 minutes. And even questions are there. I will answer all your questions. Please join the group. If you are not joined any WhatsApp group of our parents, we'll forward the link. Amrita, can you just put one link? Yeah. So please put one link in the chat box. So please join the group. And if you are already the part of a group, you can ask the question. I will answer there. If I don't know those answers, I will definitely ping to Girish. And I think Girish will answer anytime for our questions.
No problem. Anytime. Absolutely. All of you are always welcome. Because as of now, I have got almost 7 days of, I've taken leave from my job to set up the academy. And so I'm all available for the question and answers.
That's great. And for all everyone information, like I just talked once with Girish that yes, we take the webinar like this. And in one stroke, he said yes. And after 2 days, we confirmed like yes, on Friday, he will be able to take. So like I'm really very happy that Girish has given his valuable time, valuable information, and he has shared each and everything very simple, in a simple way. He has explained us the things and we get to know about the field aviation and commercial pilot. Thank you so much, Girish, for your time and for your information. And I'm happy you will definitely come on this platform once again. Once in a year, I hope you will be managed
yes,
to come on
anytime.
this platform.
Yes, anytime, always ready to help. No problem.
So thank you everyone. Thank you all the participants, parents, students, Amrita and Girish once again for your all time and active participation. So
Always welcome. It is really nice talking to all of you and share a bit of information. There, I see a lot of questions there on the right-hand side, but because of the time constraint, I won't be able to answer them all. But if you can make a WhatsApp, Rinadi, if you can make a WhatsApp group and add all these people, add me. In my free time, I'll keep answering the questions.
sure, definitely.
No problem. So all the best, all of you. Wish you a great career ahead. Be safe and just remember to follow your passion. Passion is everything. Okay.
So that's great. And it was super awesome session. Girish, thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Reena Didi.
Yeah.
Bye, all of you.
Bye, good night. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Amrita.